Hey everyone, Chris here. We are getting in the dinghy because we're going to shore on Cliff Island. And unfortunately, there is no dinghy dock where we are, so we're going to have to beach the dinghy, and water is icy cold. So we're making sure we're doing this at low tide so that we don't end up having to push the dinghy or drag the dinghy into the water. So we're going to freeze when we get back. Hopefully we can get to shore and be relatively dry. Alright, so we gotta go that way. Alright, so there are two rocky things that jut out into the water, and we want to go to the right of both of them. You can kind of see where the trees dip down there. That's where we're aiming for. Alright, I think we're gonna aim right there. Let's see how we do. Alright. Okay, that was cold. I drug the dinghy up as far as I can, and then we have our very long anchor line. So even with all of that, so this is low tide, even with all of that, the high tide watermark is all that way up there. So our anchor is only at the mid tide range. So luckily we're not going to be here for 6 hours. So we don't have to worry about that. But when coming to shore and you have to beach, especially in New England, you really got to know the tidal ranges. So for here, it's about 10 feet. And the distance ends up probably being 200 or 300 feet from up at the high tide mark to down at the low tide mark. And where are we going? We are going over this way. So there's a house over there, but if we go over into this corner, there is a meadow. All right, so there's the jut of rock that goes out, and here is the meadow. And the first time we came here, I saw stuff like that. There's a little baby swing and a little 40 thing, and definitely looks like it's groomed and mowed and stuff. So I thought this was someone's yard, but it is not. We're gonna go join Liam on the put your shoes back on rock. All right, so we made it to shore. My feet are dry again, my shoes are on, and we are in the meadow. Now this is actually like a little town park. There's nothing really here, but they do groom it, and they do have events here. So if you see events, don't worry. All right, so there's our boat. We come up on this side of the cliff, come to this meadow, and the trail to get